by looking at this. This is a violent crime statistical study. The bottom line with the rectangles, you will notice, stays pretty consistent. And amazingly, that is the murder rate for the last 50 years. You'll notice that it stayed pretty much the same for the last 50 years. And what that has done is it has caused some people in the news media to make the claim, well, hey, crime is pretty much the same as it was in the 1950s. Because, hey, the murder rate is pretty much the same as it was in the 1950s. What they're not telling you is that the aggravated assault rate and the incarceration rate, which are the other two lines, have skyrocketed. Why is it that the aggravated assault rate has skyrocketed but the murder rate has stayed the same? The reason is because doctors are better now than they were in the 1950s. Antibiotics are better, surgical techniques are better, and doctors are keeping more people alive. If we had the medical technology that we had in the 1950s now, the murder rate would easily be 5 times what it was. If we had 1920s medical technology, the murder rate would easily be 10 times what it is now, with the aggravated assault rate being what it is. First of all, if you go towards somebody's eyes, they will close their eyes. That will not help them, because the eyelids are designed to protect from particles, not pressure. Watch. He closes his eye and I push, he still hurts, because it doesn't stop pressure. So if he reaches to grab me, eyes! Now what I did was I just hit like this. What I'm visualizing, the pads of my fingers, not the tips. You ever hit something with the tip of your finger?
Hurts.
It hurts. You're not supposed to grab or hit with the tip. You grab with the pad. Pads of your fingers, push the eyes back. Push back. If that slips, your thumbs. That's the motion. So he grabs, eyes! The principle is the principle of projection. The principle of projection basically means this. Do I project myself, or do I appear to be a victim or an opponent? Do I appear to be a victim or an opponent? You see, criminals look at us and they look at society in different ways. They see society as sheep or sheepdog. They see society as victim or opponent. Is this somebody who's going to give me a problem, or is this somebody who's going to comply? They want the ones who are going to comply. I'll give you a picture. This is my lovely wife looking at her cell phone. This is the way most people walk around. They walk around the mall. They walk around going to their car at night. They walk around. They're fiddling with their text message machine, and their hair is in their face. Their head is down. Their shoulders are slumped forward. They're preoccupied and generally unaware of their surroundings. They are literally yelling without yelling, "Please pick me." Opposite. Hair is out of her face, her head is up, her shoulders are back, she's looking around. I wish I had a video of what this looks like, because you can see when somebody knows what's going on around them, because they're looking around them. Again, your visual deterrent is the fact that people are seeing you look around. They're seeing you know that they're coming. Cell phone and keys in hand. Why? Well, if you were at the first half of the seminar, you know why you want your cell phone in your hand. It's a weapon. Your key is too. Remember how I said you can put your finger in your eye? We'll do that. A key is a very, very good way to get somebody off of you. Stick it in the softest spot and run. Here is what I use for the nose. Cell phone. Somebody grabs. Bang! Right across the side of the nose. Did you see that? Can you turn this way? He grabs right across the side of the nose. Your cell phone is a weapon. You already got it to your ear. Boom! Just drop it right down on his head. Right across there. And then if it doesn't work, keep going. People say, "Oh, I hit him once and it didn't work." Well, you know what? Keep driving. Drive, go until he stops. And you can get away. Boom. So cell phones are great weapons, and they're great striking tools. Mindset. I want you to think personal protection. Protection is proactive. How many of you have smoke alarms in your house? How many of you also have fire extinguishers in your house? Okay? How many of you would only have a fire extinguisher? Probably not, right? Because you don't ever want to use a fire extinguisher. It's only there for emergencies. But the smoke alarm keeps you from having to use a fire extinguisher, right? Well, it's the same way with personal protection. I usually put a little picture up. You want to be a protector, not a defender. You want to get you know, get yourself in the mindset where you're always thinking protection, and then you don't have to worry so much about the defensive part of it because you're thinking smarter than you were before. For instance, here's a few little things that can help you. Avoid situations that would be compromising by parking your vehicle in high traffic areas where there is always sure to be a crowd. You, sir. How do you hit the ears? You can bop the ears. This is how. Have your hands cupped. Because if you do that, you're going to... I'm not going to do this hard. This will really mess them up. Because cupping the ears like that can cause the rupture of the eardrum. Can make him sick. You know, he can get disoriented, vomit, all kinds of stuff. I don't want to do that to him. However, that's not the only thing you can do. The ear also works as a lever. It is very dangerous to do what I just did. The only reason I did it to him is because he knew exactly what to do. If he hadn't have gone down, it probably would have damaged his ear. Most people won't know that. They'll try to fight it. And when you've got a hold of that, oh, by the way, it's just like turning on a car key. Grab the ear, you twist this way. If he fights it and pushes his head forward, it just makes it worse. Oh. And remember, your ear is just made of cartilage. So what's going to happen? It's going to tear up all that cartilage in your ear. It's going to really hurt. You know, that whole personal space thing. And do not ever be afraid or ashamed to demand that someone leave your personal space. It's your space, it's not theirs. Don't be ashamed. Please leave me alone. Please comes once. Leave me alone. Step back. If he steps into the area, I consider you a threat. And now everybody heard me say that. But if I hit him now, or if I have to push him away, or whatever, if I do not like what you're doing, you're invading my space, I'm announcing to the world, I consider you a threat. You now know. Because I know some of you outside were probably thinking, man, he just smashed something in the eye. What if the guy was just asking for directions? You know, obviously, you've got to think before you just smash somebody. The idea of first and foremost, let them know you are perceiving their action as a threat. Because somebody may not realize they're doing that. Some people have that personality where they like to get right up close to you. I can't stand that. I can't stand it where somebody has to breathe on me to talk to me. Okay, because it's not necessary, but people do. And I'll step back and I'll say, hey, let's space this out. And if he is a threat, he'll continue coming. If he's not, he'll realize, oh, okay, I'm sorry. But don't be ashamed to set your space.